1, 2, 3, 4.
The following video may contain content parents may find unsuitable for children. Viewer discretion is advised.
Hey everybody, it's Hunger again, and welcome to the weekly podcast stream, where I podcast and play Minecraft at the same time. It's definitely not like a Minecraft stream pretending to be a podcast. That's definitely not what's happening. Anyway, so yeah, so let's see. We got a few things to do today. I set my game mode back to survival. I had it in creative last stream, but I've kind of finished creating the thing I wanted to create in creative, so I'm done creating for now. Like anyway, at least that thing. Like look at this thing. Look at it. It's huge. I kind of needed the creative mode for that. Anyway. But it's okay now. It's fine. So it's okay. We did it. We did a thing. It was good. I wonder if I should make like some kind of bridge over there or something. That'd be interesting. All right. Why am I missing like all these little? Why are all these slabs gone? Like I'm so confused. I'm flummoxed. No, really. Wow, there is just no freaking light over here. Holy shit. It is dark as fuck. Alright. Alrighty. Yeah. And I dropped an F-bomb just then, and I was trying to avoid doing that in the first few minutes. Dang it. Curse you, darkness! Anyway. Alright, well, now that that's done, let's go ahead and jump into the Griefers United chat on Discord. Yeah, curses foiled again! Exactly.
Hi.
Hi. So yeah, I had something to talk about related to the Pokemon trading card game.
Yeah, I assume.
Yeah, I usually will try to put a conversation topic in the thumbnail, something that I want to discuss during the podcast, kind of to remind myself and also to let people know kind of what to expect. Anyway, so yeah, that's a thing. I want to. Mm-hmm. I do want to, discuss that. I kind of want Root to be here for it, but anyway. I mean, at the very least, I want to hear what Root thinks about it, right? So like, if Root shows up later, I might ask him kind of his opinion on it, because I think, given his previous track record on such things, I'm sure it would be interesting to hear what he thinks. Anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, isn't that great? Isn't that just lovely? So, the topic
with Hunger.
Conversation.
I'm with Hunger right now, Caps.
Is he with me? He said, "Come get this." He said, "Come get some."
I don't know where you are.
Here, I'll fix this problem. Teleport. There we go.
Alright.
Pew pew! He said, "You want some? Come get some!"
Oh, I have room. Never mind, I don't have to throw away something. Oh!
Oh, is he giving you the new fireworks?
Super rocket flight duration.
Super rocket.
Hell yes.
But
you know what? I'll take this whole thing with me.
Gives them the fireworks.
Hell yeah.
Alright.
Whoa! Triple shot fireworks there, dude. Yeah.
Man, this is wild. Look at how dark it is over here because of the
I like
shadow
the
of this
glass
tower.
doors on the side. Ow.
Because of the shadows
Right.
here, like it's like the shadow of this tower and everything. Like it's just like the shadow of that tower plus the shadow of this tower. Like it's like super fucking dark over here now.
Oh, there's a.
and then the like yeah, it's just very dark. Anyway.
There's a Shoker box of super rockets in my house.
Oh, bitchin'.
Thank you, Caps.
Yeah. So anyway, so yeah, there was a story about the Pokemon trading card game that I heard about earlier this week, and because apparently it happened earlier this week, and you know, I wanted to kind of address it because I think it's something that needs to be addressed.
Right.
And it's something that kind of pissed me right the fuck off.
All right.
If that makes sense. If that makes a sense. Yeah.
Definitely that is already. Ah!
Okay. So, yeah. So anyway, Pokemon TCG has been, you know, they do regional championships. You know, like the Pokemon does regional championships, and they usually have like a TCG event and a VGC event, you know, that type of thing. You know, nothing out of the ordinary. You know, that's not what I'm mad about. What I'm mad about is something that happened at a recent TCG regional event. So, at the event in question, let me I pulled up an article about it so that it was Charlotte, I believe Charlotte, North Carolina, regional event there.
Oh.
So this happened, like I said, I think it was earlier this week. Anyway, so here's the gist of what happened here. And
so here's the cheese.
yeah, here's the tea, right? So, so at this regional event, they, you know, in order to sign up, like right during your sign up, they hand you a form, and on that form is a section that you fill out that has your preferred pronouns in it.
What?
Nothing necessarily wrong with that, you know, like it basically lets the tournament organizers know what pronoun somebody prefers to be called, because some of these matches were broadcast on the internet and had commentary associated with them. So they wanted to make sure that the commentators were not misgendering anybody. Right? Understandable, right?
Yeah, that's fair.
So, right, that's not what I'm mad about. I'm not mad that they had a section on the thing for pronouns, right? That's totally normal.
Right.
Sort of. Anyway, but you know,
sort of people.
Yeah, it's normal now. Like, let's put it that way. It wasn't normal 20 years ago. It's normal now, right?
Mm-hmm.
So a player at this regional was about to be in one of those broadcast games. You know, one of those games that they're going to broadcast on the internet. He was playing against a high-profile opponent. And, oops, I did this wrong. Anyway, he was playing against a high-profile opponent, and they were going to put the game on the internet. You know, so before the game, a judge comes over to the guy, and the player's name is Makani Tran, or Tron. I'm not sure the 100% correct pronunciation. Anyway, they come up to Mr. Tran, and ask what his pronouns are, which is information they already should have had from his entry promo, but for some reason the judge decides to ask him anyway, I guess just to be sure,
Wow.
So, this player's mind at the time is not on his pronouns. It's on his upcoming match against a really seriously tough opponent. So, in response to the pronoun question, the player in question says, let's see, he, him, and he forgot what the last pronoun was, so he's like stumbling over it, and then he finally remembers it. He's like, "Oh, his," and he kind of nervously laughs, like, and so the judge that was asking him walks away, and then another judge comes walking up to him, and that judge goes, "My pronouns are they, them, theirs," and just like gets all up in his face and shit. And basically, later, the guy starts his game, and right in the middle of the game, suddenly a judge comes over and says that his response to the pronoun, says that Mr. Tran's response to the pronoun question made somebody feel uncomfortable, so he's being disqualified from the tournament. And
wow.
And they took him off. They took him off. They took him away, and cut his armband off. And kicked him out of the venue. So basically, because his response unintentionally made someone feel comfortable, they kicked him out of the tournament and made him feel way, way worse. He has posted on Twitter about this. He said that at the time he felt suicidal. They basically took his dream away from him. He tried to explain himself to the judges, and they were just like, "Nope, you're gone." By they wouldn't have any of it, and it's something where so it's not okay for a trans person to be made to feel uncomfortable at one of these things, but if anybody else is made to feel uncomfortable by a activist judge, that's okay, So, anyway, those in the community who are aware of this have generally reacted the same way I did. They're pissed and disgusted. This is not okay and acceptable behavior. Now, Play Pokemon, which is the tournament organizing arm of Pokemon and Nintendo, they posted a statement on Twitter, and basically it says a whole lot of nothing. It says, "The Play Pokemon program is founded on the principles of mutual respect and creating a welcoming space for all players, professors, parents, staff, and spectators alike. In response to recent events," they don't even mention what events it's in response to, "we are investigating the most effective ways to keep the community informed about significant changes and incidents concerning Play Pokemon activities. Our community and our partners, in upholding the integrity of this program and to provide better support, we recognize the importance of increasing transparency and evaluating our processes. We appreciate your patience as we work towards evolving our program, policies, and this partnership. In the spirit of the game and our community, we appreciate everyone continuing your support, or to support one another with honor and respect. Thank you." So that's what they had to say about it. They basically said a whole lot of nothing, but I can only hope that like similar incidents with Magic the Gathering and whatnot in the past, this is going to prompt some rule changes, and I think most players would agree that the judge responsible for this call needs to be thrown out and never allowed to judge any event ever again. If they are that much of a fucking snowflake that somebody laughing nervously is enough to offend them, they don't have any business being allowed to judge anything
Yeah.
Like it's something. It's like if you're gonna feel that uncomfortable over an innocent fucking speech gaffe, then don't bother judging another tournament. Thanks.
Right.
Like it's not based on the judge being transgender or whatever. I could fucking care less. What kind of clothes they put on in the morning. You know what I'm saying? But when you start fucking around with other people's lives and livelihoods because you feel insecure about your gender because of something that they said that wasn't even aimed or directed at you or anything like that, it was just an innocent fucking mistake brought on by nerves, and you're gonna sit there and act like that was just the most terrible thing that's ever happened to you. Fuck off. Like,
yeah. Also,
that type of shit does not paint LGBTQ people in a good light, and people in that community should condemn that type of behavior right along with everybody else. Anyway.
Also, can I want to stop the conversation there. There are mobs spawning behind your castle.
Oh, because it's so dark there?
Yeah.
Cool.
And they're outside of the funnel's range. I'm trying my damn best to repel them.
That's funny.
By aiming miserably with my
aiming miserably?
Aiming miserably with my pitchfork.
Quick, use your miserable aim. Alright.
Abysmal aim, yes. Thanks for the zebra fireworks. Jeez, that actually... they're like flying... meteors dropping down.
Okay.
Where did I put my crossbow at, actually?
Well, it wasn't my turn to watch it, shit. Yeah, I'm gonna have to put some lights down here. That's just
right.
That's just fucking funny.
Yeah, I'll put some torches down there or some shit.
I got some lanterns. I'll hang them up. Give me a second.
Okay.
I'm gonna get some more shit. It's gonna be great.
I need to find my fucking crossbow. So... yeah. Oh, is this it?
Things.
Deathbringer? Yeah, that's it. That's the whole crossbow I was looking for.
Okay, here we go. I got my brick stairs.
And there's
got my extra bricks.
Wait,
I love how the drowned are just getting sucked up out of the water and drawn over there. That shit's funny.
I need to make room for
these are
funny
cool.
fireworks.
These little dock-looking things and little bridges and whatnot. Oh, elevator. Handy.
There's a pig outside that's going berserk.
There's a berserk pig, huh?
Yeah, he's like spinning in he's like running around in circles really fast.
That's amazing.
Probably lives.
Anyway, so yeah, I'm gonna
put a saddle on it. I don't have any saddles.
Oh no. Yeah, no, Fifths knows what I'm talking about. Said VP found a pic of the judge and started editing his face into Gudra and fat fetish art.
Damn. Into Gudra and fat fetish art. Damn. Wow.
No, that's pretty wild. Like, good on them though for fucking calling out this guy. You know,
right?
Just fuck that guy.
Fuck everything about him.
Fucking ruining somebody's shit because they got offended over something stupid. Like anybody can get offended over anything, and if Pokemon lets judges disqualify people over stupid shit like that, then they fucking are not going to have a very long future as a TCG company, because there are toxic players in TCG that will aim for that type of shit. They'll be like, oh, he offended me, I need him disqualified so that I can go to regionals, so that I can go to worlds, like just, can you imagine that? Like, calling over a judge every fucking game, oh, he said something offensive, I need him removed immediately.
I need him provoked.
Gotta be like, dude, I didn't say nothing. And then be like, oh, now he's calling me a liar, remove him.
Alright, here we go. Here's the shit I want. I'm gonna fly, and I'm gonna have my crossbow and play.
Yeah. Well, the Harry Potter thing is a little more nuanced than that, but, it's like, basically, J.K. Rowling said some shit that the trans community didn't agree with, and so a lot of them have been boycotting her shit. And so when this new Harry Potter game came out, there were a lot of people from that community and from various other groups that were like, hey, yeah, everybody should boycott this game. But there were also a bunch of people who just wanted to play a game based on a bunch of characters and didn't give two shits about the politics. And so they tried playing this, game, and then all the people that tried to play this game online, everybody's like, oh, fuck you for doing that. Anyway. Fuck you for trying to have fun. Damn you. How dare you.
It's hitting now.
Oh man, they're just all over the place, aren't they?
Don't stand in the recoil.
Don't stand in the firing zone, huh?
Yeah, because I'm blasting them. Wow, this range sucks. Watch, one's gonna spawn right behind you. Oh, you put lancers on the ground. I didn't know that.
You didn't know that? Fuck.
No.
Hey, I'm just gonna put those there temporarily. I'm gonna put some.
Why is your explosion way bigger than mine?
Let's see.
Wait, let me see this. Yeah, that's way smaller than yours. Who the fuck just DM'd me? Hang on.
This has 7 explosive charges in it. Damn.
7 explosive charges on it? Damn, dude. Can I have 7 explosions on mine?
Okay, let's see. What the fuck?
Anyways. Oh, excuse me.
Okay.
Jesus Christ.
Just gonna...
Oof. Jeez.
Eating and running. Glowing zombie testicle. But yeah, so anyway, but yeah, I wanted to mention that story because kind of pissed me right the fuck off.
Yeah, that's very upsetting.
Yeah, it's like, you know, nobody wants to be made to feel uncomfortable like that, whether they're transgender or not. And the fact that this judge seemed to think it was okay to make somebody else feel horrible because they were offended over something stupid just really kind of pissed me right the fuck off.
All right.
You know.
I'll go chuck that shield away. It's about to break.
Oh, God damn it.
I have not watched the Mario movie. And I don't plan on watching it either.
The Mario movie? No, Siege said he watched it twice in the same day.
Damn.
And he says it's really good. Anyway, but he also really likes Mario, so
yeah, that's fair.
So you take that for what it's worth. But the thing is, that's actually if coming from somebody who likes Mario as much as he does, that's actually pretty high praise considering that when if I really like something and they make a shitty movie based on it, I'm gonna think it's even shittier. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like.
Oops.
Yeah, fuck off. Damn it.
He...
There we go. Yeah, yeet. Alright, anyway. Dun 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 dun.
Do that for no reason. Stereo bone sound effects. Hey.
That was a crazy cough.
Oh,
Thanks. Also, hi.
yeah. What's up?
Hoping to blast your
Hello.
eardrums with that cough.
That's alright. Yeah. I'm
You're-
fine. I should honestly been thinking about playing some
Final
of those
Fantasy
Final
X?
Fantasy. I mean, maybe I was gonna say is play like the other Final Fantasy VII games first, and
Oh.
I'm probably gonna start.
Oh yeah, Crisis Core. You still have to play that because my roulette says you should.
Here's the thing with Crisis Core. I have a PSP somewhere in my somewhere. I just have to find
Somewhere,
it to,
question
if I
mark.
wanted to play the original. However, I could get the remake on my PC because the remake is on all modern hardware, and unlike the FF7 remake, this remake all it does is it enhances the graphics. It's the same game as the original, no story changes.
Yeah.
So it
I
it
see.
sounds good. There's also a port, like an HD remaster of the Dirge of Cerberus game.
Yeah.
So
Dirge of Cerberus is
So I
one where you
guess-
play as Vincent, right? And it's like a shooter game.
yeah, I haven't played it yet, but I kind of want to because I like Vincent. Plus, I want to play. I want like his character was sort of flushed out in the game, and
Yeah.
all the side quests with him. And he had like one side quest. And I had him on my team when I fought Hojo, so
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
it was like he could get revenge
Fuck,
on
because
Hojo.
fuck Hojo.
Yeah, Hojo sucks. Literally
Yeah,
feeding Sephiroth life energy to
beating
Just
everyone can
represent-
fuck out of Sephiroth. Yeah.
creation, or how he like probably did some pretty questionable things to Sephiroth's mother to make her give birth to him. I don't know.
Yeah, like fucking her?
Like
Yeah.
fucking her, yeah.
Yeah,
Possibly against her will? Like,
it probably knowing Hojo, it probably was. God, he was gonna do the same thing to Aerith with a dog. Or
Yeah.
whatever.
Dog.
yeah, he was
Okay, right.
he was going to he was trying to have Red 13 impregnate Aerith, which I don't know what the fuck he was thinking, except maybe that it would be fun to watch. I don't like.
Oh, what the fuck?
That's
Red 13 was just like, oh, I'm sorry, I was just acting.
Yeah, because he thought that if he acted aggressive towards her, then maybe Hojo would like call the whole thing off.
Fuck.
You know,
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
poor thing.
Yeah, I feel bad for him. Yeah, Hojo just loves experimenting on people and animals and stuff.
And being a dick. It's
Yeah.
yeah,
it's his hobby.
Yeah.
yes.
He probably has like a typical like nerd voice or something. I don't know.
There we go.
Yeah, and another thing that I'm pretty sure the remake has for Crisis Core is I think
Where'd you guys go?
It have a Japanese dialogue option in the settings, which if it does, then good because I don't know.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Yeah, I don't know. The Crisis Core dub is kind of just, I don't know, it's like early Square
Cringe as
Enix
fuck.
dub.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Fuck.
the early Square Enix dubs are not really that good, so I hope the Dirge of Cerberus remake,
Yeah.
remaster, I guess, rather. I
These
hope
are
that
Zebra
one has
nukes. Yeah, I could tell. Yeah, it's
Have to give me one that's like entirely cyan. You were down there, okay. Does 18 damage or something
damage.
like that. Okay. Sweet. Thanks.
damage.
Damage.
homage.
The greatest damage. Ooh. The
How's
detonation is awesome.
about that?
The detonation is fucking sick, dude.
Nice.
Welcome to Detonation Station.
Thanks. I got nuked. I went off with a bang.
Went out with a bang.
I did start up Final Fantasy VIII just so I could get to the intro of the game and save it. And
God damn it!
I got excited. I was impressed with Final Fantasy VII's graphics, but damn, like
What? Final
for
Fantasy
a
8?
PS1 game, Final Fantasy VIII looks beautiful for PS1.
Okay, here's the thing. Final Fantasy 9's better. Like,
I know I haven't played that one yet. I might
Yeah.
start that one first.
so
So,
Final Fantasy 9, like, the art style in Final Fantasy 9 is different. Ah, nice. Thanks, Gwen. So,
Oh, right now on the shield.
the arts, like, because Final Fantasy VIII's art style was close to the kind of realistic art style that Final Fantasy VII had.
You have god powers, Cash. This is not fair.
Final Fantasy VIII is the one with Squall.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
You know,
Guy with the gun blade. And
yeah,
that's the only thing. That's the only thing I knew
Okay.
about Final Fantasy VIII before playing it was the gunblade's existence. But, yeah, pretty iconic.
So Final Fantasy VIII
Really?
has problems.
Oh.
As something as a follow up to Final Fantasy VII, it's terrible.
Yeah.
Okay, the games play almost nothing like each other.
Yeah, I've noticed it plays a lot differently.
The thing with Final Fantasy VIII is the magic system compared to Final Fantasy VI, 7, and 9 is just atrocious.
I didn't really like it. From what I saw, it was kind of just
So in
like
Final Fantasy VIII, in order to get magic, you have to draw magic out of a draw point on the map. There are various draw points for magic in all kinds of different places, and you can also draw it from monsters. So basically, there's a command called where you can draw magic, and basically when you draw magic, it just gives you a certain number of uses for that spell, and then once you use them all up, you don't have that spell anymore.
Too much for
That
breakfast.
sounds terrible.
It's awful. It's absolutely disgusting. Anyway, so the other thing about this though is that it has this system where you can equip drawn spells, you can attach them to like weapons and shit like that to give them like extra effects and stuff, which is cool and everything. But basically, it's like the whole way to get stronger in that game, because leveling up doesn't do shit in that game because everything else scales with you.
What is Paper Mario sticker star?
So if you level up, everything around you levels up right along with you.
Yeah, that sounds very similar to that. Yeah.
So it's almost, if you're not doing the whole draw and equip thing, it's almost like you're getting weaker as the game goes on.
Wow.
And what I mean by that is in the early game, you can use Shiva and kill a T-Rexar. T-Rexars are these huge Tyrannosaurus Rex-looking motherfuckers, and they do tons of damage. They have an ass load of HP. But in the early game, Shiva will one-shot them, right? But as you level up, their HP gets higher, and eventually it goes over the damage limit. So Shiva can no longer one-shot them because it's only a single hit attack.
Wow.
So
the actual monkey dick, dude.
Yeah, so once their HP breaks 10,000, Shiva can't kill them in one hit anymore. And you have to summon her like multiple times to fucking do anything, and it's annoying.
I guess it's
like, you can fight without summoning things, like I said, via the draw and equip system. But in order to make your stuff really good, you have to just draw a bunch of magic and then never use it.
And then never again.
And like I said, you have summoning effects which are different. But yeah, so you can summon things, which is nice, and the summoning mechanics are cool and everything. But if you don't understand the equip and draw system, you basically end up relying on the summoning. And because that's basically kind of like the easy button for winning fights. But there are a lot of fights in the later game that's not really that useful against. So, anyway, it's something where the game itself, the story is okay. It's not great. It's also not terrible. It's okay. But the gameplay mechanics are absolute ass, in my opinion. Like, there are people who absolutely love that game and say it's their favorite. I don't know why. Anyway,
I disagree with that.
Yeah, and the other, let's see, the other thing about that game that pisses me off is that there is a part of the game where you're supposed to be looking for a white CD ship. I have never found this damn thing.
Well,
Basically, you're supposed to look at some point on the map. I've looked at guides that have pictures that point to where the fucking thing is. I go there, it's not fucking there. Like, I don't know where the fuck this thing is supposed to be. Like,
something. I don't know.
Like, I just don't know. I'm gonna eventually have to like watch a video of somebody finding this dumb thing. But yeah. But anyway, screw Final Fantasy VIII. It is my least favorite Final Fantasy game. Except maybe some of these new ones that I didn't even bother buying.
I was about to say you hate it more than 13.
13. Here's the thing. 13. I have mixed feelings about 13.
I actually haven't played it, so I can't really comment. I just heard it's bad.
13 basically tries to make everything like kind of auto battle, which
not true. I mean, heyo.
Jeez, auto battle.
Okay, that's your opinion.
The way of battle system in Final Fantasy 13.
I have played the game, and I am telling you how I thought about it. Like, Jesus.
Jesus Christ, man.
Like,
yeah.
Oh, no, I have no throat left. So,
no, I'm like here's like you interrupted me in the middle of the thing just to be like, not true. Oh my gosh! Like I'm not stating a fact. I'm stating an opinion.
I'm doing my typical interrupt everybody while saying "heyo."
Yeah. No, that's fine. But it's like anyway.
You're fine,
but so, like I said, to me, the Final Fantasy 13 battle system, when you're used to playing a system where you basically get to pick every action, it feels like auto battle, because you're basically all you really get to pick is an attack type, and then your team just goes for it. They like take actions by themselves and whatnot until you tell them to change strategies. Like,
so it's like it's like Xenoblade then.
So yeah, it
was almost like a rhythm action game, because you had to find the rhythm of what to change to and at what exact points, and it could be really difficult to find the rhythm. Which for me, being practically a rhythm action master, it was real frustrating.
Right. So here's the thing with Final Fantasy 13. The game itself, like the game mechanics, are not ultra terrible once you get used to them, but the really bad part about the game is the way that they did the money, right? Because in most JRPGs, you kill stuff, they drop money. Okay, it's normal, right? Final Fantasy 13 went the super realistic route and basically said, "Oh, only humans carry money. So if you want money by killing shit, you have to kill humans." Well, there's barely any human enemies in the fucking game.
That sounds
terrible.
Donkey shit in this game.
So when I played Final Fantasy 13, there was this one area near the end of the first part of the game, which is basically like the on rails tutorial bitch part of the game. So anyway, but it's like a third of the way through the game, right? Or maybe halfway through the game. Anyway, but I played up until this point, and there's like this big base, and then you're in there, and there's an alarm going off, and you're being constantly rushed by human enemies, and I'm like, great, I'll stay here and farm money because this is going to be like the only place to do that. So I sit there and I'm killing everything. And I just got bored because there's nothing to do. Like I said, the game pretty much does everything for you. And if you're strong enough, all you have to do is just go into battle and say, "Okay, kill them," and they do it. And it's just like, and so I got bored after a while and quit playing. It's something where. It's not like Final Fantasy VIII where it just frustrated me and I stopped playing. It's literally like I just got bored with it.
If I was in your position, I would have stopped from the very beginning.
Yeah, like I said, it just, to me, it really wasn't a real Final Fantasy game, and that's kind of the problem with everything after 10.
Final Fantasy game. It sounds more like
every
I don't even know where
every
I'm
Final
looking.
Fantasy game after 10 has been like a fake Final Fantasy game.
Yeah,
because the franchise keeps flirting more and more with trying to become an action franchise.
and I hate
Ooh,
it.
well, I've got bad news about 16.
I know.
Yeah, I was
No,
gonna say,
Right.
I told them already. I already.
yeah, no, I get that. That's
Devil
why,
May Cry in Final Fantasy Drag.
that's why I stopped playing them. I've
Well,
stopped buying.
So,
I've stopped buying Final Fantasy games after 13. Like,
yeah,
I
will
have
say this.
literally every Final Fantasy game up until that point.
Yeah,
You didn't buy 13. I gave it to you as
Okay.
a birthday gift.
Right, but what I'm saying is I have all the games up to that point. So,
Yeah.
it's like hubris.
Amazing.
Anyway, but yeah, I'm actually really interested in the Pixel remaster Final Fantasy thing that's coming out.
Oh, that sounds cool.
Have you guys seen this?
No, I haven't. I kind of want
Yeah.
to. I was also going to say something about 16, but
Okay, go ahead.
You can talk about it if you want.
Yeah,
I was going to say that I don't know about you, Siege, but I'm thinking about getting 16 maybe because I don't like the 7 remake, and it's not necessarily because it's an action RPG, though I'd prefer it to be turn-based like Final Fantasy should be. The only reason I don't like the remake is it changes up the story. That's my only complaint. And the fact that it's just Midgar, because they didn't want to delay the game over and over again just to get... I'd rather have waited till like 2026 or whatever, get the entire game, nothing changed other than, oh, it looks modern, and keep it turn-based like Persona or something. But 16, if the story manages to be good, I mean, it's going to be the darkest Final Fantasy game they've made. I mean, their rating alone says that, so they might... I don't know. You don't necessarily need an M rating to have better writing. This 7 had really good writing. It was rated T. 6 has the best writing ever, from what I've heard of Final Fantasy. So I just hope the writing's better, because ever since like after 10, the writing is one.
I posted the Final Fantasy Pixel remaster trailer in General Gaming, but basically, I guess it's all one game. And
it's all one download.
It's all one download, and it's got the first 6 Final Fantasy games in it, like with new pixel art and just looking fucking fantastic. Like,
Holy shit!
Like, I am like so hyped for this, and it's a digital only title, right? It's not like a. It's because like as far as I can tell, there's not going to be like a physical version of this, right?
There was going... Okay, so I was going to pre-order the PS4 physical edition, but they did 2 things that were absolutely horrible. One, they announced that they were going to do it. They announced its existence and its pending release, and then the physical pre-orders went on at like midnight or 3 o'clock, depending your region.
Oh.
So
they got bought up by bots?
Bots and professional scalpers.
Oh, wow.
And the second terrible thing they did was they then canceled the PS4 version.
Oh, wow.
The PS4 physical edition.
Oh, they canceled the physical edition on the PS4 anyway? Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, unless there's been some sort of retraction lately, that was the last I heard.
Yeah. Wow, that's pretty bad.
That and the fact that I kind of prefer all the versions that I have of these games.
Yeah.
Already.
I mean, here's the thing. I really liked the fact that you could kind of switch between like the original soundtrack and the remaster soundtrack, like anytime you want. And the other thing that I thought was really cool about it is we have never officially in the West gotten the pixel version of Final Fantasy III. We've only gotten the 3D version on, or the 3D version on the 3DS or the DS.
Yeah.
So
DS, PSP,
but it was the DS first, but yeah, they basically redid it in 3D or rather in with CG rather than pixels. They completely redid it using and I think they later used this. They used the same game engine for Final Fantasy for Final Fantasy IV redo as well. But yeah.
Yeah,
it's just,
I'll maybe get it eventually.
yeah, I'm kind of, like I said, I kind of want to.
This month was already crammed enough.
Yeah.
I mean, for me, anyways. They got the Mega Man Battle Network collection coming out next Friday.
Yeah, that.
Oh yeah, that's a thing.
I just
Wait, when? What?
Next Friday.
Next Friday?
Yeah.
Holy shit!
You guys have fun with your
Nice.
online multiplayer.
I went and picked up my copy of Tales from Galaxy's Edge this Friday, and they already had my copy of Mega Man Connected, Mega Man Collection, sitting there and waiting for me. But of course, it's street dated, so all I get to do is look at the box and drool.
That's really annoying.
Then at the end, then at the 25th, there's Advance Wars Reboot Camp. So
That's finally coming out.
like, it almost never happens. There's 2 things that I want in a given month. Now there's 4.
Yeah.
Give me a break.
Whoa.
Yeah. Anyway. Yeah.
I mean, I'll barely have enough time to get bored with Star Wars before Mega Man hits.
Yeah. Yeah, I was gonna say that about Final Fantasy 16. My final words about it are that it looks absolutely beautiful. I will say it has a huge advantage over the 7 remake, being the fact that it's not altering the story of a pre-existing game, for one, and also it off the bat is a full game with, from what they showed at PAX East recently, they showed I think 20 minutes of gameplay. The gameplay is very hack and slashy. They do have some options that you can make it sort of turn-based. I don't know.
Yeah.
They didn't go full into
gonna-
detail about it, but
It'll be a joke.
Yeah,
It'll be a joke as far as the whole quasi turn-based thing goes.
Just like Final Fantasy VII Remake, anyway.
Yeah.
Final Fantasy 15 had a mode where you could play where it was sort of turn-based, and they crammed that onto 7 remake, and it was just like, don't freaking bother.
Yeah.
I don't like the fact that it's not turn-based. If it's a good enough game, I'll get used to it, because I mean, I've played other action RPGs before, like Elden Ring and Bloodborne, but even then, those games aren't really hack and slashy. They still require more strategy.
It's pattern-based combat at the end of the day, so yeah.
FF9 remake is going to be Devil May Cry. Just no. Just don't even bother.
No,
please don't touch FF9, please.
No, here's the thing, though. Final Fantasy IX remake is not going to have, last I checked, isn't going to have any of this action combat, which I have very mixed feelings about. Honestly, 9 was my jam.
Yeah, 9 is really great.
Action combat.
Yeah.
But I completely sympathize and empathize with Hunger for his tirades against Final Fantasy VII Remake not being turn-based or having a real option to play it turn-based.
Right.
I feel your pain, and I've heard it all. Let's not beat a dead horse.
What I'm saying is it would be like if Nintendo announced that they were redoing the original Super Mario Brothers game, but it was going to be a strategy RPG. It's just completely not the same type of game. No matter how pretty they make it look.
I don't like that.
Here I am with a 51%.
In fact, I've insulted the 7 remake many times because I don't like it. I'm just saying 16 looks promising. The environment looks beautiful. It's an open. It's going to be an open area game like Legends Arceus with huge open areas, but actually.
Yeah, Resident Evil 5 remake or Resident Evil 4 remake guy, right?
Yeah, there are plenty of remakes and remasters that quote unquote get it right. Final Fantasy VII remake is one of the exceptions where they just completely screwed it up.
It's a bad remake because they changed the gameplay and they ruined the story.
There are still people who like it, but I think most of them are people who never got a chance to play the original, honestly.
Yeah, after playing the original, because here's the thing. I have thought the remake was okay, but then I played the original, as you guys know, recently. And the past couple weeks I've been playing the original and beat the entire main story. I still got some extra things to do, like fighting the Ruby and Emerald weapons and stuff. But
so
I just gotta say, the game was amazing, and it made me hate the remake, because the remake is just Midgar, but after you get to Midgar, you're free to explore a huge map, and that's not in the remake.
Right.
However,
Gold Saucer is my favorite part.
That, like, huge open areas.
What, Gold Saucer?
Yes.
Gold Saucer.
Gold Saucer was awesome.
I love Gold Saucer.
Although the battle arena thing is kind of annoying, because I was able to get Omni Slash. I wasn't able to get W Summon, though. And the reason why is I was just short. I had like 62,000 battle points. And I was all out of GP. So I was like, oh, if I can leave to get more GP. I come back and I have 0 battle points. Because for some reason it would be a great idea to make it where you lose your battle points when you leave the battle area.
Right.
I sold literally everything I own to afford Gold Saucer.
Right. So there's did you know that there is there's a character that is a rare spawn? It's an NPC that rarely spawns in Gold Saucer. Like it's not an enemy. It's an NPC.
That's what I meant. Like he trades your money for.
Yes, he'll
GP,
trade you money
right?
for GP. Yeah.
I was grinding to find him. Is what I mean. I was walking in and out.
Okay.
Every now and then he was appearing.
Yeah,
I did not want to do chocobo races over and over again because I hate chocobo.
Here's the thing: chocobo races are actually a really cool thing to do if you have raised a gold chocobo.
Yeah, I do have a gold chocobo, but by the time I raised the gold chocobo, I already had Omni Slash. So
hang on. Let's see.
I actually watched this tutorial video that was uploaded like 3 years ago about this guy showed how to
top floor of the teleporters.
This guy showed how to breed a gold chocobo from scratch without even needing to do any races. It was pretty crazy. Like, you had to do some convoluted stuff, but it was a lot less tedious than doing chocobo races to breed one. And after breeding like 5 different types of chocobo together, the 6th child that I bred was a gold chocobo.
Yeah.
And it was crazy. Like, I used that thing. I went to every cave. I got all the secret materias.
Yeah.
Including the
Knights of Round.
Knights of the Round, which I killed Sephiroth. I think I grinded a little
It's
too
the
much.
fucking easy button for Sephiroth, man. You use that on Sephiroth, he will fucking die.
I was actually kind of underwhelmed because I didn't get to hear his entire theme, his entire like 7-minute theme. Like, I heard it before many times since I was like 11 when I first heard the theme on like I think it was like a YouTube video or something. I heard Sephiroth's theme before many years ago and many times over, like in Smash Bros and stuff. But I wanted to hear it in the game, so it didn't even get to the part where it goes like Veni, Veni, Veni. It didn't even get to that part.
So fast, I didn't even play that part.
Yeah, no, Knights will just wipe him the fuck out. Yeah, it's.
It scales on magic. It scales on magic, and my Vincent character, his magic is like I think his magic stat is like at like 190 or something like that, something crazy. Like he has a really high magic stat. I also gave him all the magic sources I found. I did some source grinding with Yuki as well, and the fucking Glinka you told me about because of all the sources you can get. Made Cloud pretty powerful too.
Right?
Had a really high,
go to the down Shinra plane and just like
freaking Cloud's Ultima weapon.
Grind sources.
I chased Weapon down multiple times and killed him until I defeated him and got Cloud's Ultima weapon. And I think it's
oh yeah, no, the Ultima weapon's ridiculous, yeah.
Oh yeah, Cap.
The final Sephiroth, which used Omni Slash.
Knights of the Tome.
Yeah, Caps is right. There was a Wonder Swan version of FF3 that got scrapped.
Yeah, well, because they did Wonder Swan versions of the first two, and they ended up porting those to the PS1, and that's where we got the Final Fantasy Origins title. So.
Yeah. And those were, you see, the Pixel Collection gave the option to make.
Rich, turn your brights off, you fucking prick, you fucking piece of shit.
What?
Sorry.
Someone's driving
I forgot
on
I
Discord.
wasn't muted.
Yeah.
That's Quint. He's
Yeah.
He always does that.
Okay.
Yeah. So
So what is this?
I don't always do this.
I don't know. Hunger, if you saw
Where am I? Oh my god.
the latest trailer for the Pixel remaster. Maybe it's the same one you just posted, but they allow you to change the pixel font.
Yeah, like it says there's a new pixel font in there.
Right.
So-
That was just for the like the words and such.
Oh.
But if they would change it so that you could change the aesthetics of each game, for example, I have Origins and I have the Final Fantasy IV Complete from off the PSP, and I usually use a PlayStation Vita TV to play all those games. Because that's the preferred look I want for Final Fantasy 1 and 4. If they would give the option to make all of the games, to change the look of each of the games from all previous Pixel versions, then that would be like I wouldn't be able to do a day one buy, but I would be a definite buy for me.
Right. What you're talking about, it sounds kind of like what they did with Dragon Quest XI, where you can go into pixel mode and,
Oh yeah.
play it that way.
Yeah, it's got.
I don't remember being able to go into pixel mode in that game.
I think that was an exclusive feature for
For the S
version.
The S version.
Yeah.
For the S,
But that's the one I have. So.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's nice.
Yeah, I've decided definitively that I'm not going to ever really get into the core Dragon Quest games. If they do a third Warriors game, I might pick it up one day.
Well, yeah, Dragon Quest Warriors thing as well. I thought for a second, I thought there was Dynasty Warriors, Hyrule Warriors, and Fire Emblem Warriors.
What I really want them to do is to remake Dragon Quest IX.
Dragon Quest 9, yes.
That was on the DS, and it was like all online.
Yeah, Dragon Quest IX was basically supposed to be like an MMO, and they just if you got it late like I did, there's no point in playing it because it's really hard to solo everything. Yeah. So.
And the online community is grown up and moved out.
Pretty much, yeah. Well, and they're closing the servers on the DS too, so
yeah, which is very sad.
So so that's what I'm saying. Like you need like even if you're playing on the 3DS and whatnot, the servers are closed, right? So
they are
closed.
So
Years ago, I hated when that happened.
So
and then having people on Pokemon Black and White, like battling their friends.
Yeah, I booted up my PSP not too long ago.
Pokemon Bank was free for some reason.
I mean, there are
they made Pokemon Bank free temporarily to help people get all their stuff off before they close things down. That's all it was.
People who don't know, people who like don't know, and then all their Pokemon in Pokemon Bank die. What happened to my Sceptile? What happened to my Sceptile? I think Sceptile specifically is because in Pokemon Heart Gold and Soul Silver there was a Pokewalker, and I had a Sceptile that I put in the Pokewalker, but here's what happened. My Pokewalker's battery died on me because I think it got like put in the lost or something.
Oh, and then the Sceptile was in it.
I was like 9 or 10 or something. I was like 10 years old. I had this in the game that just me. I had a Sceptile and my Pokewalker, and my Pokewalker was at the washing machine, got washed, and
let me guess. Your Sceptile died within it, right?
It was, yeah. You want to know it sucked?
So you're saying that water was super effective against your Sceptile?
Yeah, somehow. It was a crystallized Sceptile that traveled through time. But yeah, the thing is, so I had so many memories of that Sceptile because that was my Sceptile. That was like my first starter Pokemon in Emerald, my first playthrough ever of Emerald.
Wow.
When I was like 6 or 7 or whatever. It was like a really high level Sceptile. It was like level 80 or something. Level 80. And I remember at one point I soloed the entire Elite Four with it in Emerald as a challenge to myself. I remember using
Revolution.
And now it's dead because you killed it.
So there's literally a summon raid button.
Did you ever use it in Revolution?
Yeah, I did because I eventually transferred it I eventually transferred it to Gen 4. I transferred it to, I think it was Platinum version, and then I traded it from Platinum to Heart Gold. And before, of course, I did use Battle Revolution a couple times on, I think. No, I never used it in Battle Revolution. Never mind. But I did transfer it across.
Well, never mind that then.
If it was never killed in the Pokewalker, I could have my childhood, one of my childhood Pokemon to this day. Well, I mean, maybe if they add them in the DLC.
Yeah, in Gen 8. Ugh.
Yeah, if in the Gen 9 DLC they add Sceptile, it's fine. Like,
I don't think did they? I don't remember.
I said
They might be adding it eventually, but
I said if they add it. Anyways, yeah. It's a little story.
Eventually. If and then when.
I saw that trailer hunger you posted and it looks awesome. Like,
yeah, I know, right? That looks fucking
game all on Switch and PS4.
I kind of wants to play it. Like, I just it's something like I have versions of all those other games, but like Final Fantasy 3 and 4, I don't have those on. I have those on the. I have those on the DS, so I wouldn't be able to play those for you guys. So, like,
that's pretty cool. Plus, you just set a series where you play them all in order, and then you end off with Final Fantasy 6, and then you can start with Final Fantasy 7.
Right? Yeah, like that would kind of kick ass. So, anyway,
that would be awesome.
How much is the Final Fantasy Pixel Pack thing?
That's a good question. Because
probably it's 40 or $50.
It's probably available. It's probably available in the eShop now that I think about it. Get over where?
It's probably like
no,
40
not for another 11 days.
No, what I was saying is a lot of the time they'll let you pre-buy the thing.
Yeah.
It won't let you download it, but it'll let you buy it. That way, like when it comes out, you can download it.
It downloads it, but it doesn't let you launch it.
Yeah. Is this where we're going, Hollow Mountain? Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
Staying right here. Staying right here.
Oh, is this oh, this is where you get the view of the dog, okay. Okay, yeah, look. Doggo!
I'm getting my computer should be repaired by ASUS on April 10th. And that's their estimated date anyways. Once it gets repaired, then they'll have to ship it back to me. But I should get it back by the end of the week, so hopefully I'll be able to join you guys next Sunday night. Or next Saturday night, I mean, for
Minecraft? Okay, yeah.
It's Minecraft time.
Hopefully,
Minecraft channel.
Oh wow, look at this place.
Welcome to Mineshaft.
Mine all the time.
There's just nothing but mountain here, and we're above the clouds. What the fuck? Wait, where are you? Wait, there's a cave down there?
Yeah! Yeah, I'm inside of the dog.
Where are you going?
I'm in the dog.
Mouth of the beast.
You're in the dog, okay.
Yeah.
Get out of there.
Get in the dog, Solus. Get in there.
I need to climb myself into the dog's ass. Give me a moment.
No, don't do that.
Somebody call PETA.
I'm joking. I don't want to get involved with PETA, okay?
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
because they're a PETA.
Light bulb.
Pain in the eye, pain in the ass. Anyway.
You're a PETA.
You guys know how many PETA members it takes to screw in a light bulb?
How many?
Trick question. PETA doesn't change anything.
Oh, it's true.
Yeah, this is true.
All they do is make stupid game parodies.
Right?
Really offensive game parodies, honestly. Like, every game parody they made is so offensive. I don't even understand why. It's like
there's actually one that's almost worth playing, and I've nearly completed it.
Oh, it's Cat Quest, isn't it?
Kitten Squad.
Or Kitten Squad, yeah.
Because it plays like a roguelike version of. It's a roguelike version of Smash TV.
Yeah, I've played that before.
And you're playing as cats.
Back when I had my PS4. Way back in like high school, I remember I got that game for the memes because I thought it was funny that PETA had a game on the PlayStation Store. I think it's on the Switch too.
Yeah, I mean, I completely played through all the levels and everything, and pretty much beat it. But there's only one trophy I didn't get.
And what's that?
I don't remember which one. I think it was one of the ones where you had this. It was like you had to collect a whole bunch of the every single item of one type, or rescue all of the cats, or something really long and tedious. And I was really close to getting it, but I just somehow I looked at myself. I'm like, "What are you doing, CJ? You're playing a freaking PETA game."
It's funny. It's funny how that's like their only good game or only decent game, because everything else is like Pokemon Black, Blue, and Yellow or whatever. Like the
Black, Blue, and Yellow.
Yeah, Pokemon Black and Blue. Yeah, that fucking
Pokemon
piece
Black
of shit.
And Blue, yes.
No, that's literally a PETA game. It's called Pokemon Black and Blue, and it's basically like a bunch of abused Pokemon like rise up and start killing the humans that train them. Like all the fucking trainers look like fucking strung out junkies on PCP. Like,
Yeah.
Like,
and then there's super Tofu Boy, the Meat Boy parody they made, which I don't even know why.
Meat Boy.
Because he's an anthropomorphic blob of uncooked meat.
Yeah.
They hate anything that.
How dare you insinuate that meat is a thing?
Yeah. And like Super Tofu Boy, this is hilarious what the creators of Meat Boy did. So Tofu Boy was made after Meat Boy was made, the original game, the original like web page game on Newgrounds before Super Meat Boy, which is like the remake or whatever they made of it on the Xbox 360. In the remake, they made a character called Tofu Boy to make fun of PETA's game, who is the worst character in the game, and you can't even get past really the first world in the game with him. He's that terrible.
Oh,
well, I know I'm not speedrunning anymore.
Yeah, it was the guy, one of the guys from Team Meat that made that joke that I just I just told.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
How many PETA members does it take to change a light bulb? Trick question. PETA can't change anything.
PETA can't change anything because they're stupid.
The parody game they made of it was like, basically like Tofu Boy's like this like Giga Chat or whatever who, wants to save Bandage Patrol from Dr. Fetus, and Dr. Fetus is like this angry like virgin guy or whatever, and they made Meat Boy. They made Meat Boy basically like a dumb like Kyle who punches holes in walls or something. I don't know. It's really dumb, and the whole game is terrible level design. It's a really badly made Flash game, and it's one of PETA's less offensive games, but it's still weird. I went down a binge of watching this guy showing off a bunch of different PETA games, including one that actually has that's kind of racist, I think. So, like, they had a game that had like something racist, like Asian people in it or something.
Yeah, no, I'm noticing all the stuff to mine everywhere. Like my inventory's full as fuck, but
yeah, so is mine.
but there's all kinds of cool stuff to mine here, which is great. Like this is a really awesome mining spot.
There's a lot of emerald here, and it's just awesome and badass and sparkly.
A sparkly. Hound's head view. Look up.
It's so sparkly here.
Sign says look up, so there we go.
Ah,
it's the sun! Ah!
I like the comfort of my room.
Hang on, it's time to deploy the new meme.
What's going on?
There we go.
Oh, nice.
Because I'm on my PC currently, so I can't watch the video while my PC.
Oh, snap.
Yeah,
you're on your what?
Since I don't have my PC back yet.
He doesn't have his
probably-
PC.
You're on your phone, right?
He has to phone it in.
He has to phone it in. Yeah.
He's phoning it in right now. He's totally phoning this in.
Since I'm on my phone, I can't watch YouTube streams while VCing.
Can't watch YouTube and phone at the same time. Yeah.
You don't have to phone a friend.
You know what they call those, right?
Right.
First world problems. Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah. True.
Aquan out here having them real first world problems.
Yeah.
This just in from Universal Animation News. The sequel to the Super Mario Brothers movie is already in early development.
Yeah, I remember seeing an article that was saying something about like they're going to do like a cinematic universe and have like a Peach movie and Like,
Oh yeah, Zelda movie.
I wouldn't say that there's gonna be a Peach movie, but
I heard there's gonna be a Zelda movie, probably.
yeah, Zelda is
Zelda?
definitely the. Yeah, they definitely have a plan for 10 years. Chris Pratt kind of leaked it, but
no.
almost a month ago, WDW Pro basically leaked the fact that they're planning on doing at least 10 years worth of movies.
Oh man, to the surprise of absolutely no one. Dude, what if the last movie ends? What if they end up like doing all this build up and then do a Smash Brothers movie?
That's exactly
That
what
would
the
be
plan has
sick.
got to be.
Yeah, like that
Shit.
that would be
Then
lit
we
as
get-
fuck.
And
And then they
I
can
doubt-
release a new Smash game to go with it.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
doubt
every
this
single
would
character.
happen, and I doubt this would happen, knowing that it was already surprising we got 3 Square Enix characters in Smash Bros. But if they actually allowed like the third-party characters to be in the Smash Bros. Movie, like Sephiroth, Hero, like Cloud.
What if
I
fucking
know
Wreck-It
we're
Ralph
not-
shows up?
Like,
None of that is terribly likely.
I know.
Wait,
It'd be-
four.
I mean, it would
Four
be-
characters. Sorry,
It would be just as nearly improbable as what Smash Ultimate became,
Yeah.
but
I'm
even
honestly
worse
surprised, like,
because
Smash
movie
Ultimate-
studios, American movie studios don't get along as well as
Right.
say Japanese game development studios do.
Right.
Yeah, it's true, because I was honestly surprised that Smash Ultimate even had as many third-party characters as it did, because Smash Ultimate's got, like, it surprised me that they got 3 whole Square Enix characters added to the DLC waves, and that being Hero, Sephiroth, and Sora, because we already got Cloud, and
Yeah.
knowing how greedy Square Enix was with Smash 4, Cloud only got like 2 tracks of them. Sephiroth got a whopping 10 OSTs added with his stage.
Yeah.
In Final Fantasy.
Sora's partially owned by Disney too.
Yeah, which really surprised me because Disney actually allowed his Mickey Mouse symbol.
Yeah, the Mickey Mouse keychain.
Yeah, they actually kept it, allowed it to be on his model in Smash, which
Yeah.
really surprised me. Like, because Disney's very like.
Disney is
critical of
very
their property.
protective of their stuff. Like, it's
So is Nintendo, to the point where they had like 2-3 dozen people helping to make the Mario movie.
yeah.
And during the storyboarding session, they were going to try and make Mario a co-star in the movie and have Peach be the heroine. And there's still traces of those elements in the script when you watch the movie.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm glad Nintendo stopped that though, as much as they could. What I saw in a post on Twitter someone made, they said that actually I don't want to spoil anything. Never mind. I don't know. If
I mean, hell, if you're gonna do that, why not just call it Super Mario Sisters and frickin' race and gender swap them to black women? Like,
from what I heard is that Miyamoto stopped them from doing that. Like, he made it
precisely.
where Mario's still the main character. This isn't really a spoiler, but Peach is not the main character in the movie. It's
really?
No,
really?
Like, yeah, they made they didn't do some stupid thing where Peach becomes the main hero.
Next thing you're gonna tell me, Jack Black is in the movie, like
the Jack Black.
Yes, he absolutely kills it as Bowser.
Yeah.
I want to see the movie. I'm gonna wait until like probably Monday or Tuesday or something, because by then the movie theaters should be less crowded, especially if I go when all the kids are at school.
Yeah,
hang on.
Depends on if there's spring break or not.
Speaking of crowded movie theaters, I saw this meme and it was fucking hilarious. It's that scene from Dragon Ball Z in the Saiyan Saga where Goku and Vegeta are getting ready to fight. And Goku's like, let's take this someplace empty. And then it shows Goku and Vegeta fighting in a movie theater and Shazam 2 is playing on the screen.
Oh yeah, I saw that meme.
I've
seen that meme. I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Like, damn. Like, that's pretty harsh, you know? Like, DC's trying its best, okay?
DC did have some good releases this year or last year. There was Joker, and then there was I haven't seen it, but I heard the Batman movie was pretty good.
They finally did the Riddler justice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't seen it yet. I want to though, because I've heard it's really good. Like it's obviously not on Dark Knight levels, but it's probably still pretty good.
I would say that it is, but it's a different flavor.
Oh yeah, I haven't seen it yet. I like the Dark Knight trilogy a lot.
I haven't seen any
characters. I also like the Joker portrayal of the Joker. Like he's one of those. Like he's got a really good in-depth backstory for a villain, which we don't really see that these days in movies and stuff. Usually villains in movies have very little backstory to them, and they usually don't make prequels or anything.
Well,
you usually only see them in video games.
And
but
the thing with the Joker is that his backstory differs depending on continuity. He's had numerous, depending on which continuity you're reading, he's got numerous different, quote unquote real identities. Like, oh, this is who he really was, or before he became the Joker and everything. Like, there's all kinds of different origin stories for him. And in some stories, he's the guy that killed Batman's parents originally. In other stories, he's just some random dude. It's just like he's such an interesting character in that people have been allowed to take so many liberties with him over the years, and just
I think the Joker movie is my favorite though of his origin, my favorite origin for him, and
and that's fine. Like I said, it's something where, because his origins have never been really super clearly defined, and it seems like they change every time a new person writes him. It's kind of interesting to see people's takes on how they think that a normal person could become that.
Yeah.
If I must have a pass, I'd rather it be multiple choice.
Right.
Yeah, pretty much. The thing in the Heath Ledger Batman movie where he's he keeps telling all these stories about his past, but none of them are really credible.
Well, you can never guess as to which ones are which one is true.
Yeah, exactly. You don't know if any of them are true, or if none of them are true, or if any, because some of them are contradicting each other, and some of them are just. So it's wow, that's really kind of wild, really. Just the way that they chose to handle that character. It's just Jack White. There was it depends on universe, but there was also a continuity in the animated series where his real identity was I think it was Jack Napier or something like that. So he's had multiple different origin stories from different continuities. Like I said, it's never just only one right answer as to who the Joker is, so
Right.
it's
you want to know what the best version of the Joker is?
the one that Mark Hamill plays.
Jared,
you mean the one that Mark Hamill retired?
Oh my God, yeah.
Oh, Jared Leto. Fuck.
Yes.
Why is it every movie that Jared Leto sucks at movies? Every movie he starred in sucks. At least the ones that I know of.
I don't know why they keep hiring him, honestly. People in Hollywood hate working with him, and he just seems to piss people off every time he stars in a movie. I don't know why.
Well, from what I heard, he was well behaved during the filming of Morbius, and his performance in it wasn't exactly the worst problem with that movie.
Yeah, no, I get that, but it's something where the way Hollywood works, if you star in enough movies that bomb at the box office, eventually they just stop wanting anything to do with you. If you're even if you weren't the problem, which is why so many actors are so picky about the movies they take. Like Sean Connery. If you've ever seen him do an interview, he did an interview and he was talking about his role in The League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, right? Because he played, Tom Sawyer in that movie? Or,
I forget.
Anyway, but he played one of the characters in that movie. He's like an elderly version of Tom Sawyer or whatever, or Huckleberry Finn or something. Anyway, but I think it was Tom Sawyer though. Anyway, but so he plays this elderly character in that movie, and I can't remember if it was supposed to be like old Tom Sawyer, or if Tom Sawyer was a different character in that movie. I think it was. Anyway, the point is, he plays this character in the movie, and the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen is basically like a bunch of characters from classic literature getting together and forming like a Justice League type team to combat, like evil, basically. Like, it's like Dr. Jekyll and, Dorian Gray and the female, the heroine from Dracula, and a bunch of other fictional characters from classic literature. Anyway, I want to say Sean Connery's character was Quartermain, was his name, and I can't remember. I think he might have been the guy from The Most Dangerous Game. I'm not sure. Anyway, but the point is that Sean Connery, when he did an interview about why he decided to do that movie, and it was so funny because basically he said that he had been offered Lord of the Rings. They had tried to cast him for Lord of the Rings, and he turned it down because he read the script and didn't understand it. I guess he had never read the books or heard anything about them or anything. He read the script for the movie and said, "No, I don't understand what's going on here." And
Alan
then Lord of the
Quartermain was his character.
Quartermain, thank you. Anyway, sorry, I was getting things jumbled up. It's been a while since I've seen the movie. Please forgive me.
It's okay, dude.
Anyway, but he was. They tried to tap him for the Lord of the Rings movie. He didn't understand the script, so he said no. And then the Lord of the Rings turned out to be like a super huge movie. So he was like, well, shit, So when he got the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, he didn't understand the script for that either. And he's like, well, I'm not going to repeat this mistake.
It reminds me of another actor who did something similar. I think it was Will Smith. They wanted him in they wanted him in the Matrix. They wanted him in the Matrix, but he turned it down for that stupid Western movie.
The Wild Wild West or whatever.
Oh yeah.
Matrix ended up being one of the most cult classic films of the '80s, and then he ends up he's like, oh damn it.
And his wife ends up in the sequels.
Yeah.
His wife from his open relationship.
I don't want to get into that.
Sounded so gruesome and edgy. I love it.
Yeah.
Sorry, I don't want to get into that.
I approve of your edginess, good sir.
Yeah. Keep my wife's name out your fucking.
God.
Yeah.
Will Smith is the character. We don't need to bring that up.
Right. Yeah. Boy.
Oh. Yeah. So, Caps was saying DC has been trying for years to solidify that there's always been 3 Jokers working in tandem, but never at the same time. That's interesting. That would actually be a really interesting point in continuity. If they actually had a thing where there were 3 Jokers, just kind of hanging out in the same continuity. Yeah.
I don't know. I think that
they could call the story Joker's Wild.
Joker's Wild. Yep.
Yeah.
I honestly like the way that sounds. Joker's Wild.
Yeah.
I think that with all the multiverses and different continuities going on, I think it would just confuse the flaming heck out of general audiences if they try to do that on the cinematic universe level.
Yeah, no, I think if it wasn't nerd audiences, they would. Oh, they did the story 3 Jokers. Okay, that's interesting.
Oh, okay.
Basically, what I'm saying is they keep that to the comics.
Yeah, exactly.
I think that'll be great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's cool that movie directors are trying to do multiverses now, but the issue is that so far the like the Marvel, how they've been handling their multiverse movies has kind of sucked so far. Aside from Spider-Verse, but like the live action, the MCU, how they're handling the multiverse, I don't really like it. Like,
yeah,
it's cool to see that they're trying to make like the people who don't read like the comics and stuff or play the games or watch the cartoons, basically people who just want to watch the movies, because it's nice to give. It's also nice to give fans. It's nice to give fans like more appreciation by giving them a movie for their favorite characters, which is part of why, going back to 2018, how I was hyped for Venom. And I know it didn't end up being a masterpiece, but I still enjoyed the Venom movies, even though they completely butchered Carnage in the sequel. I don't like what they did to Carnage in the sequel. I don't like how they ruined his character. I much would have preferred them to have the third movie of the Venom movies be Spider-Man teams up with Venom to fight Carnage, like in the comics. But it's cool to see they're doing the multiverse and everything on the big screen. It was cool to see a better version of Venom on the big screen. A lot better than the one we got in Spider-Man 3. God. Also, I like seeing cool comic bookish / manga things or whatever on the big screen. Not necessarily manga. Anime adaptations usually suck, but
have you seen Battle Angel?
No, I haven't.
Oh my gosh, yeah, that is like the best anime adaptation live action movie I've ever fucking seen in my life. At least the best Western produced one. The live action Death Note that the Japanese did was actually pretty fucking great as well.
Yeah, the Western one.
Speaking of Alita, James Cameron let it slip that he's already trying to
get another one.
Second one. He's trying to get the second one off the ground somewhat, but considering it's on the back burner just like the first one was for God knows how long.
Hey there, Hummus Sock, how's it going? Well, I mean, look how long it took him to get a sequel to fucking Avatar done. Shit.
I know, right? Also,
and that was on the front burner.
I know. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm not holding my breath for that for anything.
Can I just point out one thing?
Yeah,
sure. Go ahead.
So anyway, my point was that it's cool to see this stuff that's usually for the past like 40 years of superhero movies has pretty much been, and God, that feels painful to say, but yeah, there's been superhero movies honestly since the 50s, so even more than 40 years. The popular ones, at least.
All right.
90s, early 2000s, some 80s. It's basically, it's nice to see more of the comic book stuff that's always been in the comics, at least since the 80s and 90s, where they did this whole multiverse thing. It's nice to see it finally as a concept to anyone who wants to see it on the big screen, whether it be fans who want to see it on the big screen or just people who are new to it. But the way that they're handling it, a lot of these, mainly DC and Marvel, are handling their multiverses pretty badly. Marvel especially, with that Scarlet Witch movie or whatever, like, it wasn't a downright terrible movie. I thought the
Scarlet Witch and the Scarlet Witch and the Multiverse of Madness.
Yeah,
pretty much.
Like, there are issues with it. It's not a terrible movie, but it has its issues. I enjoyed some parts of it. I did like the fact that it had the issues of, like, not even focusing much on Doctor Strange at all, even though he's the main character.
The title character.
They focus way too much on Scarlet Witch, which it's like she already had a show or whatever that focused on her. Why did she need a movie to focus on her? It's not even her movie. But anyways, that's I did like
it was her swan song as a character in the MCU, so
No, they were turning it to the MCU.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't want this to get political, but
she's actually gonna come back.
I'm sure she will, but
yeah.
I have completely lost my train of thought.
Okay, sorry, Solus.
I know.
Yeah, Aquan selfishly interrupted you. I'm sorry about that.
Yeah, thanks.
Okay, you can just say what you were gonna say if you can.
He's lost his train of thought now. Like.
Oh, yeah, true.
Just wait at the station patiently. Another one will come down.
Yeah.
Not your fault.
I'll finish this. I'll finish this rambling up.
Finish the topic that you were saying about fucking.
The one thing I liked about that movie was the fact that they actually know how to write a PG-13 movie, and it was more like the X-Men, where Disney didn't really censor things, and it had some pretty cool, more violent scenes you don't usually see in the MCU, which was cool. It was kind of out of place, but I liked it because it I don't know. Honestly, most of the MCU films don't even feel like PG-13. They're not even that good to begin with, except for the first Iron Man. But
yeah,
that one was probably one of the only MCU movies.
It's because they were partnered more with Paramount before Disney.
Yeah, it's true. Disney's what ruined it. I'm surprised Disney didn't have. They still obviously had a grudge over this with the whole Scarlet Witch thing or whatever. But yeah, basically, they're probably not going to make the multiverse good. I don't know. Venom is in the MCU now, as confirmed at the end of the Spider-Man multiverse movie, which was actually good. I liked that one. That's probably the only good multiverse movie they've done so far. And in that movie, at the post credits, Venom leaves an offspring when he heads back to his world.
I'm aware. Leaves
an offspring. So yeah, Venom is now in the MCU or whatever. Probably in the next Spider-Man movie whenever that comes out. So I hope they handle Venom the actual canon Venom.
I know what you're talking about. It took me a minute.
I'm done with my critiques of the current way things are being handled.
It took me a long while to figure out what the fuck you were talking about. And I was like, oh yeah, the multiverse thing with Venom being at the end.
I wasn't figuring out something to talk about. I was just rambling on the entire multiverse.
It's just funny to me how long that took for me to figure out what the fuck you were saying. Because my brain has completely been fried, okay?
Yeah.
Too much video games.
His brain is overloaded. His head's been chocolate coated. Textbook case for Sigmund Freud. Oh, man.
I think we can truly...
That's the superhero movie we all deserve.
Freakazoid.
Yeah.
Fried brain? I
don't know. Caps Lock is stoned too, so don't feel too bad. So
yeah,
man.
Welcome to my world, Caps.
I think we can truly attribute or blame or thank Alexander and Ilya Sauerkind for making us all believe that a man could fly with Superman in 1977. Maybe it was 78. Because that's what truly kicked off the 46-year run of superhero movies that we're familiar with today.
I mean, Japan was doing it way before that, but yeah.
I'm talking specifically about Hollywood.
I know. I'm aware. Because there was the Batman, the old Batman Adam West show. They had a movie.
Yeah,
like that was a thing.
Most people don't really count it because it was just an extension of that.
It was an extension of the TV series, but that doesn't not make it a movie. And it was really cool because it had like 4 different villains in it, and and it managed to accomplish that without getting all bogged down. Whereas modern movies can't fucking accomplish having fucking 2 villains in there without getting too busy.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah. Speaking of movies I want to watch one of these days. One of these days, I do want to watch Advent Children, because now that I finished the main game of Final Fantasy VII, I can finally watch that movie without worrying about spoilers.
Right. Oh, nice. Man, Advent Children is actually really fucking good.
That's the Final Fantasy movie they should have released instead of
Spirits Within. Yeah.
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 Well, they should have released it first anyway, and then not called Spirits Within with Final Fantasy.
Yeah, they shouldn't have called it anything Final Fantasy, because there's nothing Final Fantasy about that movie.
There's a guy named Sid, and that's about it.
That's literally the only Final Fantasy-esque thing in there. It's pretty bad.
The joke about magic wands.
Yeah. Like, it fucking takes place in the real fucking world. None of the other Final Fantasies do that.
Yeah, it's weird.
Yeah.
It's like it takes place in the real world, but it's like, you know, it's like futuristic, you know, because like they mentioned real places like Texas and shit, you know, like
Texas smash.
Texas smash. United States of Smash. He's such a great character.
Sad thing is, between that and Street Fighter, I don't think Ming-Na Wen would ever get involved with any video game adaptation ever again.
Yeah. But yeah, like we're probably like in season 7, My Hero Academia is gonna get Star and Stripe.
Oh yeah.
Then we're really gonna get some fucking USA moments.
Yeah.
Fucking hell. Bitch, like literally just a fucking female All Might wearing a fucking American flag as an outfit. Yeah. Just.
I still need to catch up on My Hero Academia. By the way.
She shows up at the end of season 6. Like she doesn't do anything; she just shows up. Like
season 6 completed now.
Yes, she shows up at the end in a stinger scene, basically. Because like
finish it now.
Because basically at the end of the season,
somebody's trying to talk but keeps getting interrupted.
Sorry. Anyway, but basically at the end of the season, there's a scene where it shows a bunch of world leaders talking to each other about the situation that's going on at the end of the season, and they're all talking about how they wish they could send their heroes to help, but they're kind of busy doing their own shit, and then the guy from America's like, actually, ours already went. And then it just shows Star and Stripe, and she's literally just like sitting on the nose of an airplane, and they're flying. It's just, it's fucking great.
Cool, they're showing heroes from other. It's cool. Yeah. I haven't finished season 6 yet, so that's cool to know. But last episode I watched was, I think, Dobby's dance. Last episode.
Oh man, that's a good one. Yeah.
The description
Dobby's
of that
backstory was crazy.
Go
description. I haven't seen what Hunger described, but the description of Star and Stripe reminds me of something happened once when a friend of mine was playing Dead or Alive, and he switched out Tina's costume to a bikini that was basically patterned after the American flag. So I put down my controller, I saluted, and I started reciting, "I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America."
Jeez. And to the titties for which they stand.
Exactly.
Yeah, anyway. But yeah, you've seen all of season 1 and the first part of season 2. Okay, yeah, so you haven't seen anything yet. You've just seen
way behind.
You're still in the middle of the Naruto part.
I'm lagging behind, bro.
Yeah,
I'm lagging behind hard.
Yeah, you're still in the middle of the Naruto part. Like, because basically for like the first 3 seasons, it's just the same plot as Naruto, but like with a different setting and characters on it.
Yeah.
Like they basically took all the events that happened in the Naruto plot, stripped away the characters and setting, put new characters and setting on top, and said, "Yeah, this is our plot now." You know,
right?
Because like it literally does everything that they did in Naruto for the first like, you know, I don't know. It's just, it's like, oh yeah, this is happening. This is happening. It's like, geez, this seems familiar. Oh yeah, it's Naruto again. You know, it's just like every plot point. It's like, oh, you mean you have a new teacher and he's got weird eye powers and he likes to expel his students? Go on, you know.
Go on, man. Go on.
You've got something crazy and unexpected happening where students can die.
Yeah, because you got a bunch of students who are on a routine training mission and now they're fighting villains. Oh. Imagine that, you know. Like,
yeah, I don't know. It sounds like something that happened to the first arc of Naruto.
Oh, you met a little boy with a hat, and he has a problem with heroes. Crazy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wonder if he has a traumatic backstory that explains why he's acting like that. Let's watch. You know.
Let's watch. Learn, gentlemen.
You know, it's like.
But then where's the pervy teacher?
Well, technically, you know. Gran Torino takes on the role that Jiraiya has, but the perversion thing got like I said, it's different characters. So the perverted aspects of his personality went to Mineta. So they took his personality and gave it to Mineta, but they took his role as teacher and gave it to Gran Torino, and they gave Gran Torino Yoda's personality. So
yeah, they did.
It's just
well, at least he speaks like a normal person.
Yeah, I mean, like he does do the pretending to be senile thing though, which is definitely something Yoda did. Like,
yeah, I guess.
Because
after all these years of having watched Star Wars, I didn't think of Yoda as pretending to be senile. He's just pretending to be something he's not.
Yeah, like he definitely
but not senile.
It's something where the way that he acts in this way that's it seems like it's almost like he's deliberately trying to annoy Luke at the beginning.
Right.
Exactly. He's like trolling hard, like
testing his patience.
Yeah, exactly. But and that's what Gran Torino was doing to an extent too. But he was testing his patience by just pretending to be senile.
Damn.
Yeah.
Hilarious.
He's like, "Who are you again?"
Alright, what was your name again?
But yeah.
What was that, buddy?
Yeah. Toshinori. It's like, no!
Is that you?
Toshinori, is that you? No!
No!
Fuck!
That's not my name, and you know it.
Yeah, no, it's so funny, though. Like, the characters and everything are great, and once you get past Season 3, you really get more of the it really evolves into its own narrative after that, because they decide to go the other way with and it's just they basically go in two separate Naruto and My Hero go in two separate directions, and and it's kind of a new direction for MHA after that, and from there, like, things just keep getting darker and darker and darker.
Oh, dude, I look forward to that.
Yeah, because the first half of Season 4, when you find out what's happening to the little girl, it's like, oh my god, that is disgusting. Like, how could you do that to another human being, much less a sweet baby? Like,
oh man, I can't wait to see that.
Talking about Eri.
Yeah, she is so sweet, and this guy's like, yeah, let's get a scalpel out,
Let's mutilate the shit out of her, shall we?
Yeah, pretty much, and then
for a second I thought you were talking about something I haven't seen yet. I'm like, wait, how could they get worse than that?
Yeah, no, season 6 gets way fucking worse.
Yeah. It does.
Oh, goody.
It does.
Season 6
And
is just
season
like
5.
is just like, oh, hope you weren't attached to any minor characters.
Or Season 5 with, wow, we're just spoiling these poor lads over here.
Season 5 starts out like really tame, and then like towards the end of that first arc, you start getting some deeper story going on. Then they take you back into the Todoroki house, which is full of its angsty past, and they have you unpack some of that. And then you get like 5 episodes of villain origin stories that let you know how fucked up all their lives are.
Wow.
So
yeah.
should see Toga's backstory. I think I
you showed me Toga's backstory.
Yeah, Toga's fucking.
Shigaraki.
Yeah, Toga, like, honestly, Shigaraki's backstory is the most fucked up thing in the series so far.
It is.
It's
that dog.
The dog did nothing wrong. The dog did nothing wrong. It didn't deserve that.
Well, did the JoJo writers write this scene or
something? I know, Mon did nothing wrong. He didn't deserve that.
I haven't seen Shigaraki's backstory yet.
I know. Yeah.
Oh, I thought.
Yeah. Don't worry. You'll agree with me wholeheartedly. I won't tell you anything about what happens to the dog or why he didn't deserve it. But yeah, it's pretty fucked up. I'm just that's all I'm gonna say is that Shigaraki's backstory is 20 different kinds of fucked up.
It is.
Yeah.
And and then season 6 just keeps right on going, and you get like fucking Dobby's backstory, and like a bunch of fucking random like so many fucking bodies. Jesus Christ, so many people die. Like,
Yeah.
Oh my god.
like there's characters that are like kind of background characters and whatnot.
Really Naruto's war arc.
And they're just fucking getting like killed in like horrible ways, like throughout the whole fucking arc, and it's just like, damn, like the whole season, just fucking people dying all over the fucking place. You know, there's a flashback near the end of the season where it shows Ochako as a little girl, and she's watching this hero, and he's just been through a tough fight, and everybody in the crowd is cheering him on, and he kind of stands up and stops acting like he's hurt, and he's like waving at people, like, you know, and they're chanting his name, and it makes him happy, and, you know, because like Ochako kept asking herself, she's like, you know, who helps the heroes when they're hurting, and then, you know, like and then she like kind of finds the answer in that scene, you know, but you know, like by reflecting back on that flashback, but like while she, like when I watched that flashback the second time around, you know, because like I didn't pick up on this the first time around, but the second time around I saw it, I was like, oh, that hero in that flashback got stabbed to death in like the third episode of the season.
Holy shit! Yeah.
Like, she wasn't there to see it, but, you know, but he got fucking, he just, like, and it wasn't just, like, he got stabbed, like, one fucking time. No, like, he got stabbed to death. Like, he just, they kept stabbing until he died. Like, you know.
5,000 stabs.
Yeah, it's just, you know, yeah. I was like, wow, yeah, that's totally the same guy, and he got, you know.
Yeah. We've also got a sort of anti-hero moment in the season with Hawks. He has a sort of anti-hero moment.
Oh yeah,
cool.
Yeah. Well, and there's, like I said, there's a bunch of other characters. Like, there's characters like you know during that during the school sports festival, right? There's all those heroes in the stands and whatnot. And, like, there's a couple of people that have lines. There's a couple of those heroes that have lines during that school sports festival, and like one of them ended up on the body count list. Like, you know, so it's like it's something where it makes the casualties feel more real, because they're not just random characters that showed up for the first time and then died. They're characters who have been in the background the whole time, and now they're suddenly just dropping like flies. You know.
Wow.
So, like, the amount of detail there, you know, like, it's pretty impressive, you know. So yeah, it's kind of crazy, like, and like I said, it's not all like super minor background characters either. There's a couple of pretty hard hitting deaths in that season too. So, you know, it's just you know. Like, I'm really looking forward to seeing kind of how it goes from there, because I know season 7 is going to have some absolutely explosive shit in it. Yeah, we're gonna get some
also
awesome fights, you know. So
yeah, I look forward to it.
The end of season 7 is also probably gonna have something very sad in it, and I'm not gonna say what, but
yeah,
I was spoiled on something.
Yeah, before
that happens in the comic. In the manga.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say it. But
yeah, it's, you know what's funny? Like, there's a bunch of like videos and stuff that I see in my YouTube feed sometimes that are like, oh yeah, this happens and this happens. And it's like, yeah, and that's like the title of the video and stuff. But the thing is, you can't trust all of those, because like some of them are just like, because there's somebody who's writing a dark hero version of Deku manga. It's like a fan manga that looks really good and looks really close to the original, but like they're basically writing Deku as a villain. Like, what if All Might didn't pass anything on to Deku and All for One got him instead? You know? Explosive shit. Yeah, there's definitely going to be some explosive shit. It's going to happen. There's going to be somebody. There's going to be somebody with diarrhea, and it's going to be awful. Anyway.
Explosive diarrhea.
Nice, but yeah, the thing I saw was an actual spoiler for the manga. I'm not going to say what happens, but it surprised me, honestly, and I hope it's not a permanent thing that happens. I honestly hope what happens gets changed, but
Alright.
God, it surprised me. I did not expect them to do
Oh,
that.
wait, are you talking about what I
the
think you're
writers do
talking
it
about?
Well, anyway.
Yeah, don't say it. Don't say
Yeah,
it.
I'm not
if you
gonna
know
say
about
it.
it.
I'm not gonna say it, don't worry.
But yeah.
Change the subject.
Yeah, anyway, so the point is that there's cool stuff. Like speaking of anime, the spring season is kicking off. There's plenty of great stuff airing this spring. Although I gotta say I'm a little bit disappointed in some of the titles. Because there are certain titles that I was like, oh, that might be interesting. I'll watch that, and then you go to watch it, it's like, yeah, no, like that type of thing. But no, there's still some good stuff though. Like there's still good stuff this season. It's not like it's all a complete wash. And then in addition to the spring anime, we're starting to get trailers for the summer anime too. Like there's Crunchyroll. On their channel recently has dropped tons of trailers for their summer lineup, and their summer lineup, I gotta say, is looking stacked. So, in addition to the summer trailers that they've been dropping, they also dropped one for one of their fall anime, which is going to be Rising of the Shield Hero Season 3. Which I'm honestly kind of surprised that's getting another season so soon with how disappointed most people were in the second season. I honestly thought the second season was going to be a little longer, and if it had been longer and they had managed to cover some of the stuff that's probably going to be covered in season 3, then probably people wouldn't have hated it as much. So hopefully they'll kind of get to redeem themselves there. But let's see. So the summer season is also going to bring us Reborn as a vending machine.
Oh yeah, the vending machine.
So I'm looking forward to that shit. Oh man. Let's see. There's a couple other ones. Sweet Reincarnation is going to be happening in the summer season on Crunchyroll. So that's another one. Sweet Reincarnation is about a guy, and from what I can tell from the trailer, it looks like the guy is killed by a fucking, like, you know how, like, on those baking competition shows and shit, they'll be making, like, these huge sculptures out of, like, candy, you know? Apparently, like, one of those fell on him, and he fucking died.
And then he died. Okay.
And then he gets reborn as a little boy named Pastry. It's like, okay. Like,
It's a bummer of a name.
Yeah,
right?
I
I mean, if you're in a world full of monsters and that means the same thing, it's like, wait a minute. Please don't eat me. I'm really not that delicious.
Yeah.
So, you know... so yeah, there's been a few interesting trailers popping up on Crunchyroll's channel recently. If you want to take a look at them, but anyway, it's just funny. The freaking but yeah, so there's, and then of course there's the stuff that's already airing this season. So if you like kind of edgy, fucked up shit.
Yeah.
Talking to you, Solus. Anyway, so there's a.
Aquan said Persona. I'm like, fuck yeah.
No. Okay, so anyway, so if you like stuff that's kind of edgy and fucked up, there's a new one that's airing this season, and I want to get the name on this right. So let me pull up Crunchyroll real quick.
Okay.
This one. Let me get the name on this, because it's one of those sentence titles. So, like I said, I want to get this right so that people can actually find it if they're
Okay.
watching this and wanting to check this out. Where is this thing? Here it is. Kamikatsu, working for God in a godless world.
Oh wow, that's that title though.
So Kamikatsu, working for God in a godless world. It starts off with a guy, and he is the son of a cult leader.
Ooh.
And this cult leader is basically at the beginning of the series. This cult leader is in the middle of doing a ritual, like a succession ritual, to pass the leadership of the cult on to his son. And as part of this ritual, he's basically stuffed into a barrel and thrown off of a fucking cliff into the ocean. So
nice.
So anyway, before they throw him off the cliff, though, the cult leader puts this necklace around his neck, and he tells his son to believe in their god Mitama, and Mitama will grant his wishes, right? So he gets thrown into the water. He sinks like a rock, and as he's like sinking to the bottom, he's like. He starts thinking, oh man, if I die and get reincarnated, hopefully I get reborn in a world without religion, because religion has kind of fucked him over here.
Yeah.
So he wakes up in another world, and there's a girl there, and she's a bit of an idiot, and she's trying to revive him by working the lever on his body, if you know what I mean. So basically, 2 seconds into his isekai adventure, he's getting a hand job from a pink-haired girl with huge tits. That's
nice. Don't move it up and down like that.
So that happens. Anyway, this girl ends up taking him back to her village. He starts hanging out with these people, and kind of getting used to life there. He's like, oh, this isn't that bad. Anyway, then he ends up finding out, like, they go to the city to buy some stuff, and he finds out that the people that he's been living with are treated like second-class citizens in this world, and there's some emperor that runs the whole joint, and he basically forces people to kill themselves for seemingly no reason. So like he's like they're in town and they see these people killing themselves, and the people that he's with are like, oh, don't worry, we're kind of a special exception, right? So he's like, okay, so then like a few days later, the girl that was giving him a handy at the beginning gets taken away by the soldiers to the city, and it turns out that the people in that village are an exception, not because they don't have to kill themselves, but because they get other people, because they get killed by the people instead, like, so instead of having to kill themselves, they just get killed, So basically he goes to save her, and he ends up kind of losing, like, because he's like outnumbered by soldiers and whatnot, and he's about to die, and he's like, and he sees his little necklace, and he's like, oh, Mitama, if you're really real, that that you should do something about this. You should save everybody. And freaking Mitama descends and just annihilates the shit out of everything. Like, all the bad guys just get swallowed up in darkness by like in 2 seconds. And then she's like, and basically Mitama, it looks like a little girl, and she's like stark fucking naked, but she's got like it's basically her body is glowing, so it's censored, like,
okay.
But she's like this little girl, and she shows up, and she's like, oh my gosh, you finally summoned me, yay, and she's like, wait a minute, why are you about to die? And she's like, no, she like fixes him, and then she's like, and then she's like, who did this to you? And like one of the enemy soldiers says something, and she shoots him this look, and then like all this dark crap just spews out of her, and it sucks in all the enemy soldiers, and then she sucks it back into herself, and they're all gone. Like,
Jesus Christ.
It's just like, it takes like 2.5 seconds.
That's epic.
So yeah, it's like, if you're into like something that's got like some absolutely batshit edgy shit going on in it,
some hardcore edge.
Because it starts off like being like really comedic, and then it like gets super dark towards the end of the first episode. So it's like. So I get the feeling it's gonna kind of be like that, where it's like really lighthearted comedy, and then just like it's just got a bipolar like into really dark shit from time to time. So
like, what is this, Higurashi?
Yeah, no, it's like But anyway, so yeah, that one kind of surprised me with the way it was. Let's see what else we got. Let's see. Other stuff that I've already watched this season. My love story with Yamada-kun at level 999. So this one, despite what it sounds like, is not an isekai. So basically, it's about this girl who was going out with a guy, and he got her. He basically got her to start playing an MMO with him. Normal stuff. Boyfriends and girlfriends do that type of shit all the time, right? Anyway, the boyfriend apparently meets a girl online, like while he's playing the game, and ends up falling in love with this other girl, and so he dumps the protagonist, right? Anyway, there's the protagonist is upset at being dumped, so she logs into the online game and she starts farming these really weak mobs, and she's just beating the shit out of them with her fucking character. And this other guy from her guild shows up, and his name is Afro Yamada in game, and basically she he asks her if she's trying to get this specific drop item, which is like a 0.1% drop from these enemies that she's killing. And she's like, no, I'm just killing them because I'm frustrated. And he's like, oh, well, can you let me kill them then? Because I'm trying to get this item. And she's like, no, fuck you. I have the and then she basically explains why she's pissed. And he's like, I'm not interested. I don't care. So anyway, so then she decides to go to a meetup for this game, right? Because she's, she figures that her ex-boyfriend's going to be there, so she gets all prettied up for this meetup, and she's like thinking, oh, I'm going to make him regret that he left me behind and everything. And then anyway, she ends up seeing the new girl that he's with, and she feels like the new girl's really pretty, and she starts doubting herself. But then she runs into Yamada in person, and he's basically she doesn't realize it's him until he says the same shit. He's like, sorry, not interested, and she's like, wait, Yamada. And then he figures out that she knows who he is, in game, and he's like, oh wait, who are you? Anyway, so she ends up giving Yamada a promo ticket that she won at the meetup, which it's redeemable in game for the fucking item that he was trying to get with the stupid low drop rate. And she gives that to him in order to get him to pretend to be her boyfriend to try and make her ex-boyfriend jealous. And it turns out that he's he's also a big time streamer. He's a pro gamer, and he mostly plays FPS games, and the MMO that he's playing with her is just something that he does when he's when in between stuff. It's his way of relaxing when he's not playing for YouTube or whatever, or Twitch or whatever. So anyway. But so she ends up bribing him to pretend to be her boyfriend, and then after the meetup is over, she ends up taking him out, and they go drinking, and then at the end of the episode, it shows her waking up in his bed, and she looks very naked. She's covered up, but she's definitely not wearing the shirt that she was wearing when they started drinking. You know what I'm saying? And he's in the background, and he's streaming, and he's telling the people that he's talking to or he's gaming, and he's telling the people that he's gaming with, that he's talking with, he's like, I'm not turning on face cam right now, okay? And it's basically because she's in the background in his fucking bed. It's like, damn, gamer.
Damn, bitch.
So it's yeah, that one has 2 episodes out. I haven't watched the second one yet, but it's
wow.
So
Sounds
anyway,
interesting.
yeah, it's so it's more of a rom-com type situation, but it's kind of it's funny because the guy's a gamer, and he's And she's like, because when they were out drinking, she's like, hey, like, you must be really popular with girls. And he's like, no, I'm pretty much antisocial, let's see. We got a couple more anime that have come out this season. We got Marshall, Magic and Muscles. And that one is... it's more of a shonen type story. It's set in a fantasy world. It's not an isekai or anything. It's just set in a fantasy world. And the protagonist is a guy who it's a world of magic, but this guy doesn't have magic. So the guy who's been raising him, basically, in order to help him protect himself, has been like getting him to work out. In order to, because since he can't use magic, he's getting the guy to work out and, hone his body so that he can defend himself. But the thing is, by the time the series starts, the protagonist is just stupid fucking strong.
Wow.
It shows him like lifting weights and he's just like super fast, like lifting this barbell with like tons of fucking weight on it, and like all the forest animals are just sitting there with their jaws on the open, like
he's like Saitama.
Yeah, he's basically fucking One Punch Man. It's like One Punch Man with a fucking bowl cut.
Holy
anyways, but yeah, so anyway. He ends up going into town to buy cream puffs because they're like his favorite thing to eat. And because apparently everybody in this world has like a mark on their face to indicate how strong their magic is. But this guy, because he doesn't have any, does not have a mark. So after he buys his cream puffs, his hood blows. The wind blows his hood off of his head, and people can see that he doesn't have a mark on his face. And then the police get involved, and apparently. The policy of this kingdom is, to prevent our magic from getting weaker, if anybody doesn't have magic, they get killed, so that they can't breed. So the police try to take him out, and he just beats the shit out of him.
Awesome.
So it's just, anyway, and then the leader of the police basically gets him to agree to go to the magic school, and they have this award that's given out to the top student at the school every year, and the person who wins that award is considered to be blessed by the gods. So he's like, hey, if you can win this award, then society will accept you, no problem. So basically that he's supposed to do that within the next year. That's like how the series starts. So that was a cool one. And then we get to my one-hit kill sister. This fucking thing. So the guy, it starts off with the normal isekai opening, right? The guy pushes the little kid out of the way of the oncoming car, gets hit by the car, and then wakes up in another world. But he's not reincarnated in another world. He's just sort of there, but like in his regular body with his smartphone and everything. Anyway, he's expecting to have some sort of cheat power or something, but his stats all suck. So anyway, he ends up going on like a beginner quest, he's like trying to like kill beginner mobs and whatnot. And he runs into, as soon as he gets out of town, he runs into a wyvern, and the thing's about to kill him. And in that moment he thinks of his sister, and he calls her name out, and then she just pops up and beats the wyvern's ass. And basically he asks her what she's doing there, and she's like, oh, yeah, you got hit by a car and you were in a coma, and I was in your hospital room, and you started mumbling something about another world, and you were smiling in your sleep, and it looked like you were having a lot of fun, and I thought, wait, maybe his spirit drifted off into another world somewhere, so I started banging my head against the wall until I wound up here.
Head bash.
So, anyway, it turns out his sister has like a serious like bro-con thing going on, to where she is like constantly all over him, like trying to smooch him and shit, so it's got this like creepy incest thing, and like some people who watch anime don't mind that type of shit. You know, they just like, oh, it comes with the territory. But it's like, you know, it shouldn't have to be like that. It's like they didn't have to make it his sister. It could have been a childhood friend or something. But anyway, but the thing that I think is really interesting about it is that a lot of people in the chat, like about a third of the comments, like basically, if you look at the comments on Crunchyroll for episode 1. About a third of the comments are people complaining about the incest. Another third of the comments are people defending the incest. And then the last third of the comments are people talking about the fact that it doesn't seem like anybody else in this world is reacting to his sister. In other words, like all the stuff that she does seems to somehow get attributed to him. For example, there's a part in the first episode where he beats up a bunch of orcs, and there's this little girl who not he beats up, like his sister beats up a bunch of orcs while he just sits there watching, basically. And then this little girl who watched the whole thing, like other people come running up and they're like, "Hey, what's going on?" And she's like, "Oh, this guy just beat up all the orcs." And you know, so. And he looks at his sister. And he's like, "Aren't you mad that I'm getting credit for all the stuff you did?" And she's like, "Nah, I'm glad that they're giving you the respect you deserve." You know, like, you know. So a lot of people have this theory that his sister isn't actually there and that she's just a manifestation of his abilities, you know, or something. Like it's just weird, you know, like.
Yeah.
So yeah, that one might be worth watching a few episodes of, but I'm not sure if I'm going to keep going with it. Let's see. We also have Magical Destroyers. Haven't seen that one yet, but it seems interesting. You know, the Cafe Terrace and its goddesses. That one I also haven't seen the first episode of, but it's one that I plan on giving a shot to at some point. That one basically, the protagonist inherits a restaurant, a cafe, from his grandmother. And he's planning on just selling it off because it's a bother, but it turns out there's a bunch of girls living there. And they do the puppy dog eyes and get him to continue running the restaurant with them. So it's kind of like him hanging out with like his makeshift harem over here. So you know, so that's a thing. That's a thing that's happening this season in anime. So like I said, there's some interesting stuff this season. Like I said, I think I personally. I feel like some of the stuff coming next season is going to be a lot hotter than what we got here, but next season's summer, so it fits. Anyway, but like I said, some of the ones that I mentioned are some of the ones that I'm going to be keeping an eye on this season. Let's see. This season we also get The Legendary Hero is Dead.
Legendary Hero is Dead.
Yeah. Apparently, in the first episode, the protag accidentally murders the legendary hero and sort of has to take on the job themselves. Good grief! I cannot get this to load. I'm pretty sure that's what the trailer looked like. Anyway, I watched the trailer for it. Did not really. Go too much farther. Also, Summoned to Another World for a Second Time. That's another one. Basically the guy gets isekai'd, but it's not the first time he's been to that world. He's like this time he's getting isekai'd with his class, but like he's already been there. so that was another one that was that sounded interesting. I haven't watched yet. There was another one that I did watch the first episode of. I want to find that one real quick. And it's another one with one of those really long. There's a couple more that I actually watched. But that have some kind of. Oh, here we go. I got a cheat skill in another world and became unrivaled in the real world too. So that one, the protagonist is a fat, ugly guy who just finished middle school, and he. Yeah, basically, he's currently living on his own because his parents and his brother and sister kind of hate him. And his grandpa was the only member of his family that he really cared about or liked or that liked him. And anyway, when his grandpa died, he left everything to the protagonist. and he made sure that his will was like ironclad legally, so that so that the protagonist's family couldn't like swoop in and take it. So he's living all alone in his grandpa's old house. Anyway, he's on his way home, and I guess he was walking by a convenience store, and he saw this woman, in an alleyway, and she's kind of being, basically she's surrounded by a bunch of assholes who are trying to get her to like spend some time with them, and they're being very pushy about it, and she's not happy with that. Anyway, so he kind of tries to step in and say something, and the assholes kind of turn on him and just start beating the shit out of him. And then they hear the cops coming, so they run off. Right? So then he just, then the cops get there, and he gets up and he's like, "Okay, I'm just gonna go home. Fuck this." So anyway, but after that, he's like, feeling upset and helpless and whatnot, and he ends up he punches the mirror in the bathroom, like it breaks it into pieces, and hurts his hand and everything. So don't try this at home, kids. Anyway, and then he's walking through the house, and he ends up pushing on this wall, and the wall kind of flips open and reveals a secret room, right? And in the secret room, his grandpa's got all these like artifacts and knickknacks from when he was, traveling the world, and one of the things in there is a door, and he's like, "What the heck is this?" And he opens the door, and instead of like just being a random door leaning up against the wall and not leading to anything, the door leads to another world, like the freaking wardrobe from the, like leading to Narnia or something. Anyway, the place that it leads to in the other world is an empty cabin. And there's a note on the table that says, "Hey, I'm this super powerful great sage, and I'm about to die, so I'm just gonna leave this house to whoever finds it." So, and the piece of paper is like a magical deed or whatever that makes him the owner of the house, anyway, the house is full of all these like god tier fucking artifacts and weapons and shit. So.
Wow.
So he like gets decked out and all this cool shit, anyway, the sage's property has a barrier around it that prevents anybody but him from getting in, unless he allows them in, right? So
right.
he one of the things that he gets 4 skills on after entering this other world, or he gets a bunch of skills after entering this new world. Like the first thing that happens is a status screen pops up and it shows him all these skills that he just got. And one of the one of the skills is Visitor from Another World, and then there's another one called First Time Visitor from Another World. And the Visitor from Another World skill doubles the number of points that he gets when he levels up. And you can use those points to buy skills or to increase your stats, right? And then the First Time Visitor from Another World skill basically does the same thing, but instead of doubling it, it multiplies it by 10 times. So he gets 100 points for leveling up instead of 10. So anyway, he's level 1, and all of his stats are 1, right? And he's sitting there, like, scoping out the sage's property, and he hears this monster outside, and he appraises it, because that's one of the skills he got was appraisal. And it's a level 300 blood ogre, right? Wow. And anyway, it can't get in because of the barrier. It's attacking the barrier and it can't get in. And he's like, "Oh, okay." So he picks up one of the sage's weapons, which I believe it's the spear. And all of these weapons have fucking one-hit kill abilities and shit. They're all stupid busted. So he basically just throws the spear at the thing, and it punches right through it and kills it in one hit, and the ogre dies, and he gets all this experience and goes up to level 150, and he gets 100 times the points. He goes up to level 100. Sorry, he goes up to level 100 after he kills the level 300 ogre, and then he kills another monster later and gains another 50 levels. But anyway, but the point is, he becomes stupid OP. And he takes those points that he got and invests almost all of them into his stats. So he's got like stats in like the quadruple digits, you know. And then he goes back home and goes to sleep. And while he's asleep, his body adjusts to all the new stats it has, and he becomes like super jacked and thin, and you know, like he's got like fucking 8-pack abs and you know. But and he can't see his face because he broke his mirror, right? So he doesn't find out until later that he's like fucking hot. You know?
Wow.
But anyway. You know, but yeah. So anyway, he goes back. He keeps going back to like because he just finished middle school, so he's like on summer break, right? Before he starts high school, so he keeps going back to the other world, and like the sage has all these vegetables in his garden that give you like stat buffs when you eat them. Like they permanently increase your stats, and when you pick them, they automatically like reseed. So they just keep growing as long as you keep watering them. And he has a watering can that like makes plants grow faster and shit. Like, you know, so anyway, so he just basically hangs out there most of the summer break and you know, kills monsters and you know, gets cool gear from killing them and stuff like that. So anyway, it's fucking hilarious. Like just the, you know, just the way that. You know, like, and if I had one gripe about it, it's that, you know, it's the whole, oh, you know, I get it. You know, if he's a fat guy, but he can't be a hero as a fat guy, so he's got to get all skinny to become a hero. You know, that type of thing. You know, so
yeah,
they like that type of thing is really prevalent, and you know, I kind of like it when they, you know, when the fat character gets to be cool too. You know, like, anyway. But there was another one that I watched the first episode of, and that's I think it's the what is it? The Aristocrats Otherworldly Adventure. That one's just cute. So it's an isekai. The guy gets stabbed outside of a convenience store. Gets reincarnated as a little boy in another world that he's part of a noble family. And it's the full title is The Aristocrats Otherworldly Adventure: Serving Gods Who Go Too Far. Because basically, on when he goes to get baptized, like he meets all these gods who explain like why he got reincarnated and all this stuff, and they all give him like super OP powers and shit. So,
damn.
And like he's like, and like after he gets baptized, everybody's like, oh, let us see your status. And he's like, fuck no. You know, you know. So anyway, that's a thing. Let's see, Kuma 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 Bear Punch, the sequel to Kuma 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 Bear, is airing this season. That's another good one. In Another World, my smartphone is getting another season this season, so that's a thing too. Let's see. So yeah, there's some good stuff for anime this season. There's also My Clueless First Friend. So. Okay. That one's funny. So the plot line for that one is the heroine for this series. She's the kids at school make fun of her and call her Shinigami because she's so gloomy. Shinigami is like a Japanese death god, right?
Oh. Okay.
So, anyways, they're basically like the Japanese cultural equivalent to the Grim Reaper, right? But anyway, this new kid comes to class, and he thinks that her nickname is edgy and cool, so he wants to be her friend. So he's like these people are calling her Shinigami to tease her, and he thinks that she's just the coolest thing ever. So, anyway, so that's kind of funny and cute. And they're like, you know, I think it's like an elementary school or middle school type age kids. Anyway. But they're funny. So that's another one this season. Let's see. There's plenty of other stuff this season, but those are the ones that kind of stood out to me that I thought were pretty. Seemed like they're pretty cool. Let's see. Oh yeah, the Konosuba spinoff, An Explosion on This Wonderful World, is airing this season. We're getting another season of Gundam Witch from Mercury, so that's a thing as well. So,
right.
So yeah. Let's see. But yeah, the legendary hero is dead. Here we go. I got the description for it finally. In a world of monsters and magic, Sion, the local hero, is on his way to save the world from demons. Well, that was the plan until he fell into a pit dug by a sleazy villager, Toka, and die. After hiding the accident, Toka goes to bed as usual, but wakes up feeling different. Somehow, he's now in Sion's body. The fate of the world is in his hands. What could go wrong? So yeah. That's just, there you go.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah. I knew it was something where the protagonist accidentally killed the hero, but anyway. But yeah, so there's some great stuff this season. I'm looking forward to watching all of it.
None of which remotely interests me.
Yeah, there's some other stuff too. Like that.
Then again, my tastes are somewhat eclectic.
Yeah. Like I said, I just mentioned the stuff that
a lot of the stuff you described is extremely eclectic.
Yeah. Let's see. A Galaxy Next Door, Hell's Paradise. There's Hell's Paradise. It's a manga series that's been running for a long time. It's finally getting an anime. Dead Mount Death Play. That's another manga series that's getting an anime. It's edgiest sounding name out of the whole bunch.
Really?
You know. So yeah. There's some other stuff too that I kind of neglected to mention. Rokudo's Bad Girls. It's a anime about a guy who suddenly gains the power to attract girl delinquents. So, just random, so all these female gang members are coming up to him like, hey, let's date. And then they're fighting each other over him. Anyway. So yeah, that's a thing. But yeah, like I said, there's quite a few of them this season. So Skippin' Loafer, that's more of a slice of life type thing. Vinland Saga's got another season coming out this season, so that's the thing. So yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Anyway, I think it's this season that Vinland Saga's airing. Anyway.
I think I'll stick to my yearly My Hero binge.
Right,
about as much anime as I can handle.
Yeah, no, if you want to just binge My Hero, that's totally cool too. If you're going to be watching it on Crunchyroll, you can always catch up on some of the stuff you missed last season, like Campfire Cooking in Another World with My Absurd Skill. That one's funny.
Okay.
I think Hulu has it.
Yeah, they might. Yeah. Crunchyroll also has God Mazinger, which is like super old fucking giant robot anime. This thing's like probably 1970s. Like,
I would love it if the Kirby anime from the
that one
would show up somewhere.
That would be nice.
Not to mention the F-Zero one that I never caught.
Right. Yeah. Hopefully, Discotech will get on that. Discotech has been re-releasing a lot of old anime, getting the rights to it and everything.
There's an F-Zero anime?
It was called F-Zero GP Legend.
Yeah, I remember that one actually. Yeah, I only caught like 1 or 2 episodes of it back when it was airing. Like it was kind of hard to catch apparently, but yeah. Did 4Kids dub that?
Yep, that and Kirby.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
And around the same time, there was a Mega Man NT Warrior Battle Network series.
That would have been so nice if they didn't play all the episodes out of order. Anyway.
Well, they did that to try and promote whatever next game was being released at the time. It
was terrible.
Yeah, it was a terrible idea.
Uh-huh.
But, yeah.
Almost as poorly managed as Yokai Watch, really.
Yeah, they've actually been posting the episodes either on the Capcom website or YouTube or something, so... And, of course, it's, again, to promote the collection.
Yeah.
And of course, it's going to be the 4Kids dub, I bet.
Probably. Oh, man. Okay, yeah, so... Anyway...
You've been sitting on that throne for a while. You going to flush or get off?
Yeah, I'm probably just going to go ahead and get off. Anyway.
I was going to say.
Yeah. Anyway. Yeah, sorry. I'm just browsing through Crunchyroll looking at shit. Anyway.
Yeah, that's
but
fine.
yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and end the stream here. I want to thank everybody so much for watching. Thanks again to everybody who participated, and the room is now full of fish. Anyway,
Yes.
we'll do this again next week. And of course, as always, I hope everybody has a great day.
Good night, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Alright.
Have a good night, everyone. Or lack thereof.
Hmm.